are going to be interviewing Jayant Apte, ex-techie Jayant. I am Anak Rasko. I am all alone right now. This is Dumb Shit Talks and Aryan. Let's roll the intro. Let's get into this. Hi guys, I am Anak Rasko. As I just said, I am alone right now because Rupit is chilling with babes in Hyderabad and Aryan is answering an exam and I can't proclaim him dead. So yeah, let's get into the interview. This guy was with us on Spotify. He used to be an informative channel, then shifted to technology, and now he is an educational channel. This guy has gone through literally every phase of YouTube, minus music. So, without further ado, let's cut to the chase. Bringing along Mr. Techie Jayant with over 5.2 thousand subscribers. Okay, so Jayant, happy to have you here.
Yes.
How was it?
It was great. Thank you for inviting me to the podcast.
Okay, let's start without wasting time. So, what inspired you to start a YouTube channel?
Actually, I had a YouTube channel back in 2016, but I was not much active on that. I just posted two random shit videos, and then I just in 2019 I again went back to that channel, and I was at that time I was watching many YouTubers, foreign YouTubers, Indian YouTubers who were making technology videos, and being I'm very much interested in technology, I thought that I would also make such kind of videos. So I just one day I got this idea. I already had a YouTube channel and Gmail account before that. So my YouTube channel was already started up, but then my phone was there. I kept on a window, and then I started recording and just speaking the things, means my opinion.
Okay.
And then if you ask me my inspiration, it would be Technical Guruji, because after watching his videos, the thought came in my mind that I should also do this kind of things on YouTube.
Okay. So moving on, your first ever video, technically, on YouTube, is about Byju's, and till now, for me at least, if I don't know if you guys are going to get this reference, you and Byju's are like Samuel Miller and Whitehead Jr. Why are you so addicted to making content about it? I know it gets a lot of views. By the way, your first video has over 37,000 views, and that's on Byju's. So do you actually do it for the views or some other reason?
Okay, so first thing is that I'm not affiliated with Byju's. They have not paid me to make such content. My Byju's content has gone viral because people were not finding good content related to Byju's, and that's when I came and I made many videos actually on Byju's. So if I could tell you that the one reason behind making this type of videos is just views, because as you just now told me that my first video was on Byju's, actually it was not. Before that I have around 13 to 15 videos which I have currently made private, because before that my niche was really very different. I was making content on why you should eat healthy and stuff like that, how sugar keeps your body unhealthy and stuff like that. So it is very irrelevant, and I didn't have that much credibility. I was just finding content on internet and just making videos about it. After that I made video on Byju's which really did well, so I thought, why should I just not make much videos on that topic, because it is getting views, it is helping my channel to grow. So then I multiplied my videos on Byju's, and that's how all my Byju's videos have really done well. And in future I will always continue to make, because I want to run my channel and also run my expenses as well.
Okay, so that's actually quite, similar to what Samuel Miller does with Whitehead Jr. It gets a lot of views. Moving on. So, I remember the last time you came on our podcast, you had 1.7k subscribers. And you were, you had a setup of, basic phone on a window, a ring light, and a green screen. Has anything changed right now?
Yes, I have upgraded my setup slightly, but before that, in I think November last year we shot, and on that day only, or the week before, I had bought the green screen. I have all the setup which I had back then. I have upgraded to a new tripod. I have a green screen which was there last year. I have upgraded to a new mic, collar mic. Also, I have bought some acoustic foams with some jugaad. and I got that at a very good price. So it reduces echo. So I've invested in good mic, tripod, and acoustic foams. After that, I've upgraded my green screen, and I have bought some wallpapers to lighten my room and stuff like that. So
Okay, that's actually kind of better setup than what we have right here. The only thing I think that we have that most people don't have is a good couch.
yeah, but you have just started, right?
Yeah,
If your
yeah,
channel
that's
grows, you can just invest all that money and actually make more videos and just
Yeah, that's at least like
keep
what we
on
want to
investing.
do. This ring light is actually the only thing that's brand new. Okay, so moving on. You have had like around 4 channel names. Info for you, Jayant Info for you, Techie Jayant, and now you land on Jayant Update. How do I know this? I've been watching your video, like in late night. I used to like watch your video and I used to feel bored, old ones. And yeah, your channel has evolved over time. From a basic start right till now, you seem like you have a production team behind you. This looks like it has a production team behind it. It's only because of my members, Aryan and Rupit. But seeing the fact that you alone have grown so much and the setup has improved so much, and how does it feel? And why the channel names change all the time?
Yeah, it feels really great. I'm really honored that you watched all my content back then, was because I think you were the only one who was commenting on my videos which I had made around 3 to 4 years ago, and I'm really grateful to you for that, for supporting me at the initial stage. But I think there were few people who were excited when my new video comes. They shared it, and I think you were the most happiest person, and you always reviewed my videos and told me what are things I can improve. So I am grateful to you for that. And the second question is why I changed my names, because I think I've become more mature as my age is growing, and back then I started my YouTube channel at the age of 15. Before that I was not understanding much. I had actually missing on counting. First I started YouTube with the name of Info Free, then I changed it to Info for You, then I changed to Jayant Info for You, then to Techie Jayant, then I currently have my personal name which is Jayant Update as my YouTube channel name, because I think that is the perfect which you can do. If you are starting a YouTube channel, if you are thinking a lot to name your channel, just name it to your personal name, which is my name is Jayant Apte. So currently I have changed all my social media names to Jayant Apte, which is the best thing I could do. And if you choose any particular name, such as Techie Jayant, you are just limiting yourself to only tech. So I had to broaden my niche, so that's why I have chose this name.
Yeah, but if anybody tells us to change our name from Downstairs Talks, we are not going to do that. It does sound silly, but our target audience is technically 18 to 24, and we love doing random crap. We love doing random crap. We do anything. So that's the reason we called us and Downstairs and then Talks, because we are doing initially a podcast. Now we have videos.
I would suggest you don't even change the name, because it is exactly replicating your personality. The name is exactly replicating your personality. So if your personality will not change in future also, your name is, I think, perfect.
Yeah, so that's why this is the name. So why did you change genre? Like you told me why you chose change genre, but many people are speculating that you changed it for the ad revenue. Have you seen any changes from when you were tech YouTuber to right now when you are an information YouTuber in case of money? And is it the reason you changed?
I think the money was not an objective, because I started earning this year in February. My channel got monetized on 17th February 2021. So before that, I was just experimenting with a lot of content, and I think I didn't think much for the revenue. I don't even remember when I completed my milestone of hitting that 4,000 hours in watch time. After 2-3 weeks, I just opened YouTube and my milestone was completed. So YouTube just mailed me, and then I completed all my process. So after that, I've thought a lot on how can I monetize more and make videos which actually generate revenue and also helpful for my audience, as I'm changing my niche currently. So back then, when I was not making any money, I didn't even thought of changing my name because of money and because of views.
Okay. Now regarding money, okay, many people they think that YouTubers earn a lot, and they look at people like Logan Paul or Mr. Beast, and they earn a lot.
Yeah.
To be honest, but people who are starting out new, like they start out YouTube for money. Like okay, let me take an example. I have a cousin, okay, who after he came to know that I have a YouTube channel, just did it for the play button. He's like, nah, I want to get a silver play button or like any trophy just to prove that I'm better than everybody else. So he did it, and like he's now at something 300 subscribers, and he stopped. He's like a dead channel right now. And other people just do it for money. They realize that it's really hard to earn, because like look at us. We are not interested in earning any money. We're just interested in to increase our content, get more subscribers. But we know how hard it is. Like starting growing channels who are like invested. We know how hard it is like to even get like one subscriber. Yeah. So like, would you recommend people to have a mindset of getting money from YouTube, seeing how much you earn, and that to prove your point? Tell us how much do you earn?
Okay, so there are two things majorly, as you said, Logan Paul and Mr. Beast. They are foreign YouTubers. Mainly their audience mainly the audience comes from US. I think US basically advertisers pay YouTube a good amount of money. That's why they are able to give that much amount of money to the creators, because at the end YouTube is also a business. They also want to make money. So in India, I think YouTube gives us 45% of the ad revenue and keeps 55% to YouTube.
Yes.
So in India, brands don't really pay much, and as we are behind in terms of currency, we don't really pay much to YouTube for advertising, and that's why YouTube really pays very less to us as a content creators. And speaking the second point which you said, I think there are many YouTubers in India who are making good money on brands, but not on the views that they get. Like there are many big YouTubers, Ashish Chanchlani, BBK Vines, they get millions of views, but they are not actually making that much amount of money which they should, because of they are getting a lot of popularity and views. The main source of revenue for any YouTuber is the brands, which like BBK Vines is working with Maybe or Mama Earth. Is the
even his own, like his apparel line Beauty Appa.
Yeah. So the main thing YouTubers earn when they have a merchandise or the channel memberships, or people who super chat in their live streams, or they have some other businesses. Like many of the YouTubers don't really do YouTube full time. They have
other businesses.
Yeah, side businesses. I think most people who earn from YouTube views are the vloggers, which daily gets 4 to 5 million views every day. I think they earn decent money. Still not. I don't think they're earning good, because in India it's very hard to earn
like a lot on YouTube.
Yeah, from YouTube. Most of the people just earn from brands. And speaking on how much I earn, I think it's very less as compared to the efforts I put. I maximum the amount which I've got in a month is close to 450 or 400, which is around $4 to $5.
Okay.
Yeah. That too also is not credited in my bank account. Actually, you have a $100 threshold mark when the money actually gets deposited. So it's actually in my AdSense account, which is the digital bank account for YouTube.
So so you haven't got any money in your bank account. It's still locked in AdSense.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I have that money on my name, but it is not actually credited because I have not completed the $100 mark.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's gonna keep on collecting until you have $100 and then it's gonna come to you every month. Okay. Now see, it's that hard to earn money.
Yeah.
I hope people of my production team are taking notes. And again, you were saying that bloggers earn a lot. It's a kind of a hint to my next interview. Okay, moving along. Okay, so you never actually answered one of the questions being, do you think it's like a good idea to start a YouTube channel just to make money, or like you should like love your content like how we love and you love your content?
Actually, there are many YouTubers currently who are just doing YouTube for money, and they are actually earning good money because they make clickbait videos. They will make videos on trending topics. Like recently, the Zomato case happened, and some girl slapped that guy, the Uber driver in Lucknow. People randomly made millions of views out of that one incident on YouTube. So if you're just on YouTube to make money, like there are many people whom I was watching, and now they've switched their content because they were really making crap content just for the views. So on YouTube, if you make catchy titles and catchy thumbnails of hot girls and that type of content, you will at the end get views and money. But your channel will never grow, and you will not have a loyal audience at your name because you are just putting random shit out just for the views. So if you are on YouTube to just make money, you will not have a brand established with your name, and also you will not be able to have your loyal audience. But if you are making such serious content like I do, he does podcasts and makes good content, I think it's really hard to grow. It's really hard to make money. So if you're just money minded and coming here, like when I was started, I'm completely honest, I just started YouTube because back then I was a kid, I was not earning much money, so I was just asking my parents to buy things, this and that, and my parents were not allowing me. So I thought that I would have my own income stream so that I could buy literally everything which I can, because I have a kiddish thought at that time. But now actually I've grown so much, and I think it's really hard to make money on YouTube. So now I think making videos is more like a passion to me. I have in mind that every month I have to make at least 2-3 videos on my channel and complete my quota of making the content. So,
yeah, this is like the most perfect scenario for me to ask you to please like, share and subscribe please, and don't forget to comment. Comments mean more than anything. And actually, talking about these comments, people don't actually know, how relevant comments are to YouTube success. Because for me, I want to, as I've said, I want to do this channel, later on full time. And I've been researching on how to grow on YouTube. Comments are like really better than, CTR, watch time combined. Because, and this is like a tip for up and coming channels, and you'll get his own tips later. But this is something you can, note down. Comments make your videos seem like the best thing on earth. If you get around 50 comments, YouTube is going to start sending it like crazy to other people. I have noticed this myself. I think for the burger video, the random video I made, I got 19 comments. The amount of impressions on random people's live streams I've got? Over something 261 random people who never heard of us have seen our video for the first time.
That's great. So I think sorry to interrupt, but I think most of the tech YouTubers just launch giveaways, and there are many YouTubers who just launch giveaways, because I think one good point, as you said, comments are the very important thing. YouTube really recognizes how people are engaging with your content. If they're watching your full video, they're just liking, subscribing, sharing, or commenting is the most important thing, because it is the only way of engaging a viewer to a content creator. And the second thing is YouTube also pushes its algorithm if you are continuously people are watching your content and also commenting. So I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, and you actually talked about your parents, trying to support you and you're buying everything. Like my parent does support me to do this. Like each time, along with my manager, whose name shall not be taken, it's not Rupit by the way, my mom and my manager literally make me feel like every video is worth it. But your parents, do they actually support you and buy things for you for your YouTube channel?
Yeah, they completely support me, and from the start only, they are very impressed on how I speak and how I communicate my things. So if 5 years from now I just watch this interview, I'm even not successful, I've grown many skills from YouTube journey. I know how to speak English very well now. Not
it is well. Yeah. It is well. Trust me, it is well.
Yeah. So before that, I was not even good at English speaking. I was not good at public speaking. I didn't know how to speak in Hindi, English confidently. But I think YouTube has taught me many skills, life skills of speaking, public speaking, and editing out videos, which is the skill, which is not, and money skills also, how to manage money, because there is very less money which is actually getting. So the hard work which you are putting is actually not that much as the money you are getting. So if you follow your passion, YouTube is the best thing for you. Okay. I think, and speaking of the parents, they really support me. And
I'm lucky to have parents like that who literally support you. I am lucky to have my parents. You are lucky to have your parents. But I know that people, Danish's video only. Check Danish's video out. His parents want him to pursue, making music as long as he has a really damn good business on him. He said it himself. Yeah. So, are your parents also giving a similar expectation?
Same thing.
Okay.
I think my parents have really supported me more than I work on my videos. They are just really impressed. My first viewer is my mom, whom I show every video, and she tells me the genuine reaction and genuine things which I could improve. And she has always told me that YouTube can't be a full-time business until you are making good amount of money. So my first priority is complete my engineering, do a decent job, make some good amount of money, reinvest back in YouTube, and just upgrade my skills and the equipments, because I can't pressurize my parents to buy a camera because it is not actually possible.
Yeah, it's the same thing for me also.
Yeah.
Even though I'll be recording on this phone, cameras are like, the best thing to record on.
Right. Because I can't pressurize and I can't even ask them to buy a camera, because I have not established my brand as when I am making good amount of money from YouTube, and I have just I'm ready to leave the side hustles and side businesses which I currently not do. Currently I'm only studying and doing YouTube and just creating content on social media. So I think I can't even ask them to buy a camera because I'm not an established YouTuber making good amount of money. So before that, my second plan is to do a job or a side business
Until you get enough money to buy something.
Until my YouTube income is skyrocketing my other businesses or job. If it is increasing, YouTube income is increasing, then I will leave that and continue YouTube full time.
Okay, that's exactly like what we planned here. Okay, moving on to something informative. I have been keeping up with your videos and talking about anything. The last podcast only trained me not to ask any guest a repeated question or question that you've already answered in some other form, like how you answered those questions. Let's move on to something you haven't answered about. Ford and a lot of foreign companies are starting to move away from India and then literally stop production. If we're recording this on 14th September, either today or yesterday they have stopped production and are withdrawing, and Ford has actually lost over $2 billion in India. So what's your opinion on the crashing automobile industry in India?
Actually, I think there has been lockdown effect on automobile industry a lot, and I think if you compare Ford with Maruti Suzuki stocks and their revenue is increasing day by day. So I think Ford has strategically not been able to impress Indian people with their cars and with their goods. So I think Ford has been since many years in India. So if they are failing, I don't have much things to comment on this because I am not a business analyst. But two, three posts I read on Instagram, they were saying that Ford is really it is hard for them to make money from India, because I think there are not much manufacturing parts in India because they have to pay a lot of tax and things like that.
Out of all the brands that are living in India, I'm just happy that Volkswagen isn't going around, because my brother in London will be pissed. Yeah. He loves Volkswagen. Okay, so moving on. Time for for the final question. Actually, not the final question, but there's a question later we ask everybody. What are your future plans regarding YouTube in general?
Like I said, if YouTube becomes successful, I will pursue it full time, because I think that is my passion, and if I could really do YouTube full time, it would be the best thing of my life. And if it doesn't succeed, it's completely fine. In fact, it has taught me many life skills, and I could pursue a job or do any business after I complete my engineering or later MBA.
Yeah. Okay, and now for the technical final question. Our manager tells me to ask this to everybody. Do you play any video games?
Actually, no. I stopped playing video games when I was 14 years old. Actually, I didn't had a good phone from my childhood where I could play heavy games like PUBG and all. Currently, I also have an iPhone SE, which is strategically a good phone, but not a gaming phone as such, because it has a very weak battery. So from start only, when I was not very much interested in gaming, and that's why I stopped gaming when I was 14. Back then also I was playing 2-3 popular games such as Clash of Clans, and before that I was playing Shadow Fight and Subway Surfers.
Basic children
games, not heavy gamer like I'm playing BGMI, PUBG and all those things. From start only I was not very much interested to play games, so that is the answer.
Okay. So thank you for your time, Jayant. I know it's you're very busy these days thanks to all the colleges giving us damn assignments. But thank you for making time for us and showing up here. Means a lot.
It was a great podcast, and thank you for inviting me in your podcast. It was a pleasure. I had fun recording it, and I hope you grow really well.
Thank you. So, hope you also. So this is me, Al Carrasco, my dead fellow mates somewhere in the world, signing off with Jayant. Peace.
Thank you so much.